Now it's time for you know what? It's time for my motherfucking advice. It's time for my motherfucking advice. Hello. And here we are. Yes. Okay. So I'm here for my MF'N Advice. I don't know what volume is. Y'all can read it up, but up top and see what volume it is. But I'm going to get through some of these because I have not done an MF'N Advice video in over a week, but I have been answering people on my email. My email is brittany.bondy@yahoo.com. I please ask for people not to send me any letters on your inbox on YouTube because I can't read them on my phone. It's so hard to finally get to see them and read them, and a lot of the times I'm not at my laptop when I read these letters. So can somebody please, y'all, please just email me. Email me. All right, now that I've got that shit out of the way, I've been answering people privately on my email for some days now. But there are some of these that I'm gonna read in person. And hold on though. Okay, so into the first letter. Okay. I'm emailing you because I have a situation with my boyfriend of 9 months. I'm 17 and he's 18. This following month, we decided to consummate our relationship. We both weren't virgins, but we were really excited to finally take the relationship to the next level after 8 months. The first time, of course, we used protection, did a lot of preparation, and then just as soon as we started, it was over. When I say over, I mean 2 minutes or less. I let it slide because I thought he was really excited and he had to get used to my body. Okay, cool. The second time, the problem wasn't that he finished quickly, but it was just he couldn't get it up. I let that slide too because people do have their ups and downs. Fast forward a month later, and this is the 7th time, and he either can't keep it up or he finishes in 5 minutes or less. It's starting to hurt my pride. I know I'm attractive and I know I'm doing my job, but he can't seem to last long enough to satisfy me, nor can he keep it up. Oh, girl. I asked a few people and they said to watch porn together. We tried and he still wasn't doing it for me. I told him that he had a problem and he needs to fix it soon. He thought about it and his response was that I love you so much. Sex is the last thing on my mind. It isn't you. Trust me. That's all sweet and nice, but at the end of the day, I'm still frustrated. I asked him if he had been with anyone anyone he loved before, and he said no. He also told me he's never had a problem getting it up or lasting for anyone else. That makes me believe that I'm doing something wrong here. I just don't know what to do. I can't make him love me less, but I can't sit around all backed up and angry. I know there's always Viagra, but being that he's young, I don't want to hurt his feelings or embarrass him. I really do love him and want our relationship to last. Everything is fine. It's just sexually there's an issue. Excuse the length of the letter. Please get back to me when you can. I live for you and your scandal reviews. Thank you. Okay, my advice on this situation, sorry. Because I've actually no, I've never dealt with a situation kind of like, in every relationship, when you first become intimate with someone, you have to get used to each other. A man could think he know what he doing, but that may not rock the boat for your body. You know what I mean? So you have to learn each other. In every relationship, there's a time frame of learning each other sexually. So I understand where you're coming from, but what I have to say is, and especially because y'all are so young, this can be a medical problem. You have to sit down and talk to him and tell him, yes, you love him. Yes, a relationship is more than sex, but guess what? It's a lot of it. It's a lot of the relationship. Me and Lyric, I always have to use us as an example because I want people to, you can't just be spilling out shit if you can't give examples, okay? So when I say this, because me and Lyric, don't even go there with that, because he's like fucking 15. It don't even no, I'm just saying how quick he, we don't have issues. We don't have those issues. We don't have those issues, okay? I can't wait for him to get home. But anyway, but our relationship is not like solely based on sex. It never has been, because we've been friends for so long. Our relationship is sometimes just us enjoying each other's company, and that's why I'm saying why I understand where you're coming from. But I have to tell you that nobody can be like solely happy just on a mental or emotional level. They have to be physically satisfied. If he doesn't want to go to the doctor after you told him, now take it nicely, talk to him as sweet as you can, and tell him, look, boo, I love you, and this is an issue for me. I love you, and yes, I want to be with you, but I can't be in a relationship with somebody who is not sexually satisfying me. I tell everybody from the fucking gates, if you can't get it right, I can't fuck with you. I'm sorry, because I will cheat on you. If you're not fucking me right, I will cheat on you. So, I mean, and I just assume that everybody has that same idea that if a person can't sexually satisfy them, then they don't want to be with the person. Like, who has time for that shit? Anybody got time for that? So before feelings even get involved to that point of 8 months, because after 8 months, I only waited. What I waited? About 3 months. 3 months. 3 months. So I feel like I said I love you enough to fuck you, but it's still at a point where if I wanted to back out of the situation, I could back out. So, you know what I mean? I totally understand. So what I say is, if you talk to him and if he goes to the doctor and y'all determine, because it can be like a prostate issue, or as with men, when there's something's wrong with their colon or prostate, or something could be wrong in a different area that caused them to have issues there. Okay, I had a past relationship where somebody had that type of issue, and it was not my lyric. Oh no, but it was a past relationship. So what I say is, at the end of the day, it's about your happiness. Y'all are very fucking young, and nobody says that 18 and 17-year-olds, who are together now, are gonna be together for the rest of their fucking life. Like, where's that in the book? Okay, you do not have to be tied down to somebody that doesn't make you happy in that way, especially at such a young age. So I say, if he's not willing to do the things he has to do in order to make that situation better, or if the situation can't be fixed, then you should be just as shallow as any other bitch and tell him that, look, it's either you gonna get this together or our relationship is gonna go downhill anyway, because how the fuck are you gonna keep me interested in every other way if you can't keep me interested sexually? Sometimes relationships don't need to be talking and fucking having fun. Sometimes you need to just come up in this bitch and wear the walls out so we can, smoke a cigarette and go to sleep. You know what I mean? I'm just saying, sometimes it ain't about all that emotional shit. Sometimes it's just about the bone. You know what I mean? Like, in relationships, I'm just saying. Not doing it with anybody, but in a relationship, sex is not always all emotional and beautiful and movie ready. Like, fuck all of that. Sometimes you just want to be getting it in. And you need to have that connection with a person. So I say, if the problem can't be fixed, then you should consider moving on. You young. And fuck love got to do with it. That's what I say. It's my advice. So on to the next letter. Okay, I'm 17 years old. I live in Chicago. Here's my problem. I don't know if my friend can be trusted and is a good friend. So me and my best friend have been friends for maybe 8 years, but very close since 3 years ago. We started like really meeting up and doing things together 3 years ago, because before I just knew her from school. We tell each other our deepest secrets, whether it's family issues, school issues, or other problems. Just everything you could think of. I personally think I do care more about her than she does about me. Since she can seem very cold at times, but not always. She can be the sweetest as well. Also, when she's moody, she always talks crap and pretends as if it's just for fun. Well, I'm a person that can get hurt easily. Even though I don't know it all the time, I sure do get hurt a lot, since I've had only negative experiences with friends. Almost all of my friends were fake to me. So now I tend to be super territorial, If she'd go out with other people, I'd get really pissed off because I think I'd lose her. One time it got to the point that we actually fought. I couldn't keep my cool anymore. I was getting in her face. I never thought it would get to that point, but she actually hit me. I'm actually really feisty. I do fight. But in this situation, I just couldn't do anything. I froze for a moment. I didn't hit back. I was shocked. We had some arguments over the past 3 years. Some were really crazy. Once, after pushing her down accidentally, she was like, I don't want to talk to you. I swear I'm so sick of you. I don't want to be your friend anymore. Don't call me. Don't text me. Just leave me alone. Then again, she said that out of frustration. I really don't know what to believe, since I've caught her on a couple of lies. After these incidents, she would always come back though. She talked to me again, not me to her. Does that mean anything? I'm not sure if I'm overreacting or not. What? She talked to me again, not me to her. I don't know what the fuck that means. She also a huge bully. She thinks it's fun. She's like making fun of me, teasing me, but she damn sure would not talk that much in front of other people. I don't know. Huh? And I tell her all the time, I always tell her, if I was that person, you wouldn't talk that much shit. You talk that talk to me because you know to I like you too much to be angry at you. Now I don't know what to do. I don't really want to fight or argue with her. I'm really scared of losing her since she can be a really great person. She's extremely generous. She helps me out if I have problems. She would lend me money if I have problems. She do a lot of things for me, but sometimes it doesn't. But if something doesn't get done her way, she always flips out. She wants to be in control. She's 19. What do you think I should do? All right, this letter was a little confusing to read. But I'm going to tell you, first of all, get your life, okay? Because there's no reason why y'all should be fighting one another, okay? I'm not here for that shit. And that's the first thing about this letter that kind of pissed me off. It's the fact that y'all have actually come to blows with one another. As friends, yes, sometimes bitches get into arguments, get into a fight, y'all love each other, y'all get over it. But y'all relationship sounds like a tumultuous marriage to me. I'm not here for it. As I'm reading a letter to me, y'all seem like y'all cause each other more bullshit than happiness. She loans you money, so that makes her a good friend. I mean, if she'll talk shit about other people, she'll talk shit about you too. Just because, you know, y'all may love each other doesn't mean that she don't talk shit about you behind your back. And also, I want people to realize that you can't always go back on the things you say. You can't always be forgiven to the way you would like to for the things that you say to one another. I'm talking about the things that she said to you, as far as telling you she don't care about you and she can't stand you and all of that shit. Like, I don't have time for that when it comes to friends, because I feel like people give that label to people too quickly. You don't know to me, I feel like y'all too young to know what real friends are to one another, because the fact that the type of things that go on in y'all relationship is not what I would call a supportive friendship. But yet again, I'm 24 and, y'all are teenagers, so it's a little bit different. And I understand that, because I had friends at that age that I'm no longer friends with now, because as you get older and people continuously, bring unnecessary drama into your life, you start to get tired of that and realize that their importance in your life is not that fucking important. For instance, my best friend of years, and I mean since the 8th grade, sent me a message on fucking Twitter today, and I saw a mutual friend of ours a couple of days ago in Walmart. And, you know what I mean? So I'm guessing that's why he called me or whatever, because, our mutual friend saw me or whatever. I mean, that's why he wrote me a message or whatever. And I'm just not here for that. I'm not here for, when you're not taking your medication, you don't give a fuck about people and all of that shit. Like, I'm just not here for all of that bullshit. If you ain't really trying to be here for me and be my friend, we can get into it and go back and forth and all of that. But at the end of the day, I have to know that I can trust you. I have to know that you're a good person. And if you don't feel that from somebody, then you need to let the friendship go, okay? I'm just not... all people putting all their emotions into these friendships that turn out to not be real friendships. And I feel like that's not a good thing. You know what I mean? Like, you need to learn to read people and learn how to let them go once you've read them for what they are. I don't know what y'all situation is, because to me the letter was kind of vague as to what y'all real issues might be. But because y'all are so fucking young, I would say, who cares? Whatever, she may be pissed off with you about, that she has been holding on to, that's causing her to flip out and have mood swings. Whatever your situation is that causes you to want to be friends with somebody that is so sometimey with you, whatever those issues are, I don't know. But what I'm going to say is, find new friends. Find new fucking friends. I know, and then the whole jealousy thing, I know how that feels, because sometimes when I see my little friends on Instagram and they go out without me, and I'm like, damn, bitch, I couldn't get a text or nothing to see if I wanted to come. But it's cool. Y'all know who y'all are. Y'all know who y'all are. But anyway, I still love them. It's nothing. I got a man. So the situation is different now. If I was single, I'm sure they would call me more often. But I'm grown now. So I'm not going to take that to offense. I'm not going to be all upset about it. She'll fuck with me. You know what I'm saying? They call me or whatever when they need me. I call them when I need them. People use each other, but that doesn't necessarily mean it's a bad thing. Sometimes friends should just be there when they're needed, not on an everyday basis. See what I'm saying? Like, you don't get rid of your toaster because you don't use it every fucking day. But people always want to get in their feelings about the shit. But I just feel like everybody gets used in a situation, and you should decide whether you really want to be friends with her from now on. Whether you need to have a pros and cons list. Where her cons outweigh her pros, let her go. If her pros outweigh her cons, then talk to her and let her know that sometimes her mean ass attitude, her bullying ass attitude hurts you. And maybe she need a teaspoon of her own medicine. Rip the fuck out of her. If you every time, that's another thing. You need to get a little thick in the skin. Because my cousins and all that used to rib me all the time when I was growing up. You know what you do? You learn how to rib back. And next time they say something, you mention the fact that they fucking two front teeth is huge as all kinds of shit. Okay? You rib the fuck out of them. You tell her her fucking weave smells like plastic. Okay? You tell her edges look like the back of Forrest Whitaker's neck. You rib the fuck out of her and make her feel how she make you feel or whatever. And if that turns into a fight, that turns into a fist fight, you know that it's something more than that, and you need to let that bitch go. And that's my advice on that. Okay. Somebody got me. What? This is a short letter. Okay. Hello, my name is Jeff. I'm a junior in high school. I'm on a football team, and I am bi. One day after the game, the coach asked me, do I want to fuck him raw? And I said, no. What the fuck is wrong with you? In my left, I don't know what. 2 days later, he was waiting for me after school by my car, and he said if I fuck him, he will tell all my teachers to pass me, and if I don't, he will tell them all to fail me. What should I do? I need help. God damn it, I hope I'm not too late. Fuck. You need to report him. Like, I don't give a fuck. You need to report him. That is some bullshit. You know, dudes think just because they're men, and if another man hits on them, that they don't need to take the situation as if you were a woman. If you were a woman and a man did that to you, you'd be calling the fucking police. You need to report his ass, because that's some damn ridiculous talking about he gonna fail you if you don't fuck him. Get the fuck out of here. Raw, without a condom, HIV, AIDS. Let me tell you something, Jeff. Don't play no fucking games with your life. You need to tell your principal. You need to tell a counselor. You need to tell you need to tell people what the fuck is going on, okay? And if you want to use this email from October 29, 2012 at 10:44 a.m. as evidence, bitch, just let me know, okay? Because I am not here for it. I'm not here for people ruining children's lives because they fucking perverts, okay? I'm not here for that. Just because you are technically, you know, you're a junior in high school, so you must be 16 years old. To me, even though you might be older, you're still not grown. And your mental capacity for dealing with this shit is obviously, you know, not of a grown man, because you would have, you know, punched him in his dick and then called the police. But you know, I'm telling you, what I feel like you need to do is you need to tell your principal what the fuck is going on. You need to, you know, let somebody know, because if the shit ever comes out and you didn't say anything first, it'll look like you're lying. So you need to say something now before anything happens, to at least get it out there. Look, dude is sexually harassing me. What the fuck y'all gonna do about it? Okay? Because they will believe the student over the teacher a lot of the time in these situations, because as we've learned over the years, this shit happens all the time, and I'm not here for it, boo. So you need to tell somebody. That's my advice. Okay, so somebody, hey, Miss Brittany, yeah, birthday 27, whoop, whoop, Gemini, whoop, 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 twinsies. First of all, I love you, your show, and your famous cornbread, girl. I do too, thank you. I attempted to make some and it turned out good. I think you would be proud. I'm 21, in school, pretty much handling mine. I've only been in one serious relationship. I don't play with my emotions, nor petty games. Anyway, my issue is that there's this dude I'm currently involved with, I guess you could say. I do give him most of my time and care. I do give him most of time and care about him, but a serious relationship is not where I'm trying. I'm trying to take this. We got it in. I was blunt and told him it doesn't change anything. He said he understood and it was cool for a while, but now emotions on his end are involved. He's really a good guy, but I'm just not in that space. I know it's cliche, but I told him he needs to be with someone that can reciprocate the feelings he has for me towards him. He's not trying to hear that, though. I feel bad in a way because although I told him what it was from jump, he still caught feelings. My intentions weren't to lead him on, I promise. I'm a woman. Shit, I have my needs, honey, and I'm not one to dick hop. I just don't know what to do about dude. He's not trying to hear where I'm coming from, and I'm honestly tired of trying to get through to him. Help. Drop him. Drop him. Drop him. The reason why I say that is because, like you, before I got into a relationship, I was single, I was grown, I was taking care of my fucking self, and I felt like if I wanted to have sex with somebody, of course, no random niggas, no random niggas, but, you know, I had a few people in my pocket, you know what I'm saying, and if I wanted to fuck with you, then I want to fuck with you, and I don't want no feelings to be involved. That's what the situation is. Men do this shit all the time, but whenever a woman does it, she's either a hoe, that's how you perceive her, because that's how I was perceived by the dude, and then later on, you won't call me trying to get with me, but I've already been sold up. You thought I was a hoe? Oh, your mind played tricks on you. Stop fucking playing. Okay? A bitch that can count the men she slept with on one hand is not a hoe. Get your life, especially if she's my age. But anyway, sorry, a little personal. My bad. But what I want to say is, I'm sorry that he caught feelings. You've explained yourself. You told him from Front Street. You were honest. You know what I mean? Like, drop him. You ain't got time for that. Drop him. I know you feel sorry and all of that, but you stated very clearly how you felt about this relationship, how you felt about the situation, what your expectations were, what his should have been. And since he's decided that he ain't trying to hear you and all of that, let him go. Drop him. Let it go. Move on to the next. That's my advice. Anybody got time for that? I'm sorry if that seems harsh, but men do this shit all the time. And you told him off Front Street GP what the deal was. If he wants to get feelings involved and now you want to be all confused, that's your problem, not mine. I'm not comfortable anymore. I'm moving the fuck on. Maya. Anyway, on to the next letter. Okay. Hey, Brittany, I've been going back and forth for the last few weeks trying to decide if I should ask for your advice. I love your ish talking, your show reviews, and your advice videos. Basically, you and your entire channel are bomb.com. LOL. Thank you. But seriously, I think advice from you may be the best way to get my shit together because I know you always come with that real. Yes. Yes, I do. Yes, I do. Anyway, here we go. I'm a black 20-year-old single college student with no children. With that said, I think there are a few distractions stopping me from completing my goals. I was displaced during Hurricane Katrina and moved to the Midwest with my family to start a new life. Almost everything in my life has changed since the storm. Girl, you know I know. I moved to a new place with all new people. Some of my family is now estranged, and my mother and stepdad died instantly in a car crash my freshman year of high school. Damn. With each new circumstance, there has always been one piece of solid ground I could stand on. My brother. He and I have gone through so much together, the good, the bad, the ugly, but it's the ugly things that really bonded us as siblings. While I take a more practical, humanistic approach to life, he usually leans more toward the creative and spiritual. He once fasted for 30 days straight, if that gives you a clear picture. Yes, it does. Reminds me of my cousin Jermaine. Although I love and understand him as much as one could understand a person, he is so spiritual that he tends to forget there is a world he still needs to be living in. Oftentimes, he will suffer unnecessarily or be stagnant with life goals, all in the hopes that God will literally tell him what to do. This has led to him at almost 30 to be still living in our grandparents' home and still not sure where he wants his life to go from there. After recent hurricane threats, I've decided to move back to New Orleans. I miss my home, my family, and the food, of course. Plus, I can't have another hurricane season go by and not be with them. I am graduating with my degree, so this would be a perfect time to move back. After living on my own for almost 2 years, my grandmother has told me I will be moving out as soon as I get there. Not because she loves me any less than my brother, but because they think it's time for my brother to live in the real world. So he will be leaving as soon as she gets there. She also let me know that I need to prepare to take care of my brother for as long as he lives. He's not strong enough to live on his own. Sometimes strong people like you have to carry the weak, she says to me all the time. She speaks from experience. She has always taken care of her brother, and she always will. During Isaac, she drove through some of the storm to deliver him a home cooked meal. I, for one, think this is a little bit too much. I think so too. I'm the younger sister. He has a degree, and I don't think it's too late for my brother to, as you say, get his life. I don't either. He tends to be more confident and independent when I play tough. I show him that he can do anything he sets his mind to, but I seem to be the only one who constantly makes him be an adult. What should I do? Am I forever to be his big little sister? Or is there a way out without hurting those involved? Either way, I need your help. Disclaimer, this has little to do with his spiritual beliefs and more to do with how they are affecting his work ethic. I don't think we all need to suffer like Job to be happy at the end. Girl, let me tell you. People always like to take things out of context, but they don't never read the parts of the Bible that really tell you what the real is. And the part of the Bible that I'm talking about is the part where it says faith without work ain't worth shit. That's not exactly what they say, but that's what they say. God doesn't do anything for anyone that doesn't do something for themselves. You have to work towards things. You have to put forth effort, and God will push you along. That is how this works. You cannot set out in life thinking that God is just going to magically make things happen for you while you sit by idle and do nothing. So, and I kind of don't like, I'm not going to say I don't like because I want people to still email me, but I don't like when people email me about other people because I feel like it's nothing that you can really change about another person. You see what I'm saying? It's all on their time and when they decide that they want to change. The only thing that I can say to you is do not become a person that is facilitating that type of behavior. At 30 years old with a degree, he needs to get out, get a job, and live on his own. If he doesn't want to do that, that is his problem. You should be there when he needs you emotionally, but not financially because he is a grown-ass man of 30 years old. And if he living down here in New Orleans, you can say whatever you want to about religion, but it's just an excuse for you to be fucking lazy to me. New Orleans is a place that people get so comfortable in normalcy. They get so comfortable in mediocrity that they don't ever strive to get the fuck out of here. Personally, I wouldn't tell you to move back here. I would tell you to move to a bigger, a better city. I would tell you to, if fuck you in the Midwest, move to Chi-Town. No, don't move to Chi-Town. Because even though they may have, more opportunities, they got a lot of fucking crime. All I'm saying, just like they do down here. But all I'm saying is, if you have plans to come out here and live your life and grow and have a job and do what you have to do, do not allow anybody to bring you to the point where your life is dictated to taking care of them like they have some type of medical problem, okay? If he does not have any type of problem that enables him from, that disables him from taking care of himself, then you don't need to be worried about it, okay? Fuck all that shit grandma was talking about. I'm so sorry because sometimes old people always feel like, if people don't show on their own accord that they can take care of themselves, then they need to be taken care of. Fuck that shit, okay? It's not your responsibility to take care of him. It's your responsibility to love him and be a comfort to him when he needs you because you're his sister. But you don't need to be taking care of no grown-ass man. So I'm not here for that, and I don't agree with that. And I would tell you that when you come down here, do not let him come live with you. Do not support him. Make him support his damn self. And that's what I say. On to the next letter. Ain't nobody got time for that. The fuck you 30 years old with a fucking degree and you out here living off people. Not here for it. Okay. First off, let me say, I love and admire you. Yeah. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you so very much. Now let's get to the madness. Recently, my supposed to be best friend Desiree and I had stopped speaking to one another. Our friendship has a few lumps in the road. I've always tried my best to be there for her no matter what. I told her numerous of times about her lying, low down, dirty, and trifling boyfriend who has been cheating on her through their relationship. I noticed that she started to get really distant from me. She started talking to a group of girls that I deeply dislike and that tried to jump me. plus slept with her man. Ain't that cray? It is. Already, I can tell you I don't want you to be friends with no trick-ass bitch that'll befriend bitches that jump you and that fucks her man. I'm going to tell you before I even get through the rest of the letter, you don't need to be friends with that chick. She began to hang with them more and soon forgot about me. The leader of their group, Shakonya, girl with these motherfucking names. Shakonya? I hope Shakanya started pumping her head with nonsense and it made things worse. Sometimes I feel like if I would have sugarcoated what I said to her like Shakonya did, maybe she would still be friends. Maybe we would still be friends. We've been friends since 4th grade. I hope you can help me because it's weighing heavy on my heart. I feel like I've been a loyal friend to Desiree through the foolery. By the way, I'm a junior in high school. Okay, I figured this out. That she was probably in high school. But what I have to say about this issue is that fuck that. Okay, there's something I've learned in my life that a lot of people do not like honesty. A lot of people would rather smile in the face of somebody that is lying to them than take the real honest, dirty fucking truth from somebody that really loves them. Some people are like that, and your friend sounds like one of those people. I'm sorry, your ex-friend, because she's no friend. From everything you told me that she did, drop her ass like a bad habit. I'm so sorry, but ain't nobody got time for you to be sitting up there acting like these fucking high school ass issues with your little cheating ass boyfriend is enough to fuck over a friend you've had for years that is basically trying to be there for you. I don't have time for that. So what I say to you, boo, is to fuck her. Move on. I know it's weighing heavy on your heart, but sometimes people are not supposed to be in your life for no longer than they're supposed to be there. Maybe she was just supposed to be your friend for the time being, and now it's time for you to get out of high school, move on, and find better friends, okay? People, this friend thing, it's really not that deep. They either bringing something positive into your life or they're not. If they're not, fuck them. Okay, I'm moving on to the next letter. Let me start off by saying you are absolutely beautiful. I love your videos and your accent gives me life. Thank you, girl. And I'm feeling old. Thank you. I'm 24-year-old single college student. I've been single for a little over a year now, and it's starting to wear on me. My issue isn't that I can't find a man. It's more so that I'm not willing to settle. Anyway, there is a more important issue at hand. I have an on and off friend with benefits that has recently come back into my life. He is truly someone I could see myself being in a committed relationship with. He possesses all the qualities that I want in a man and is very handsome. I know that we both really like each other and that I am the reason we haven't moved forward. See, the thing is, he's a 1-minute man. Drops the phone. Ugh, Brittany, it even hurt my ears to type that shit. Like I said before, we are on and off, and that is because of this. I think I subconsciously allowed things to fall off between us because I know that the sex is quick. Don't get me wrong, it's good while it lasts. I just don't know if it's something I can get past mentally. Side note, this guy and I have known each other for years. We were friends way before we started becoming intimate with each other. So I know other girls he has been with. I talked to them about it, during girl talk, and none of them ever mentioned him coming fast. Of course they wouldn't mention it to you. You're his friend. So my question is to you is, what should I do? Have you ever had to deal with this issue? Do you think this is enough for me to stop dealing with him, or should I continue to let our relationship grow and see what things get better? P.S. in advance. Thanks in advance. P.S. You and Lyric are the cutest couple ever. I wish you guys continue love and happiness. Thank you. We are trying. Through the fire. Anyway, what I say to this letter is that, yes, I have dealt with that with somebody that comes quickly, but, makes it all worth a while it's happening. What I have to say is that to me, I find that this is something that you should deal with while in a relationship. This really shouldn't be a hit or miss situation. You know what I mean? Because you want to take the time to figure out what the issue might actually be. Because when things like that happen, it could just be, it might be if y'all use condoms, which y'all should be using condoms, this could extend the longevity of sex, because sometimes raw dogging dudes can't deal with the raw dog. Okay, I'm sorry. Sometimes they can't deal with that. And then other times, it can just be overstimulation. That guy, you need to tell him to work on that. What he needs to do is get a rhythm in his head, and while he is having sex with you, don't look at you, close his eyes, and keep that rhythm in his head. Make sure you nut first. He needs to eat you first so you can nut first, and then y'all, you know what I'm saying, like, and then he can nut later on. But what I'm saying is that's something that he needs to get together himself. So if you need to have this conversation with him and tell him that this is an issue for you, maybe it's something that y'all can work on and y'all relationship can continue to grow. If it's something that cannot be fixed and you feel like it's something that you can't get over, then you just wait for somebody that'll knock your walls out for an hour. All 15, 20 minutes, whatever is best. All I'm saying is a relationship does not boil down to sex. It does not. But it is a huge part of it, and it can leave holes in a relationship if certain things aren't dealt with and certain things aren't talked about. So to me, the major thing with this is communication. In any situation, y'all need to be comfortable enough to talk to each other about the fact that you are not happy with, the sex life. And just like in the other letter, you have to be comfortable to talk to people about this. And if they're not willing to find out what the issue is to help fix it, fuck them. Move on. More dick in the sea. Next to the next letter. Okay, and this is my last letter for today. Okay, yeah, for this video. Anyway. Okay. Ty is her name. I'm not gonna put all information out there, but Ty, I've been watching your videos for months now, and I'm in love with your work. Thank you so much. Keep doing what you're doing by blessing us all with the truth. I try, y'all. I try. Okay, I try. Anywho, hold tight because this might be a long one. I'm a 21-year-old single mother. Okay, I met my child's father back in 2007. I was 16 at the time. We just clicked in high school, so we quickly jumped into a relationship. 4 months into our relationship, I lost my virginity to him. And during that time, my parents were very strict, so they had no idea that I even had a boyfriend at the time. Haitians don't play. Just saying. My parents, well, actually, but my parents didn't either. And it wasn't straight from the boat Haitian. They're a couple of generations back Haitian. Anyways, after I lost it to him, we still remained in our ongoing relationship and feelings got deeper. Hold up, because this side is the cutest side. Hold up. During late August 2009, I was a freshman in college and he moved back to Atlanta because of me, so he claimed. But then we were head over heels in love, and I guess it got really serious to him because he was super overprotective, and we started arguing a lot more. The arguments got worse. I'm talking about from 10 p.m. to 6 a.m. in the morning. Even though we argued a lot, the sex was amazing. Being that young, I thought that all of what we were going through made us stronger as a couple. I was wrong, of course. By the time we hit December, my period didn't come on, and I just knew that I was pregnant. January came, and I took a pregnancy test, and I was assured that I was pregnant. He was excited and happy, while I was thinking that he had ruined my life. I had so much going for myself. First of all, he didn't ruin your life. You decided to have sex without a condom, so you both ruined your life. Take responsibility for your actions in the situation. Moving on. I had so much going for myself. I was 18, working, had my own car, no kids, had a 3.7 GPA in college, and my parents were finally proud of me. I felt like he wasn't thinking of our future. Dumb of me at the time because it takes two. I'm glad you said it. As time went by, I decided to keep the baby, but I still didn't tell my parents. By February of 2010, it was getting closer to Valentine's Day, and my child's father ended up going to jail for burglary. What the fuck? He ended up staying in jail for 6 months, and I ended up having to tell my parents about my pregnancy on my own. By telling my father first because my mother and I are not that close, so my father had to tell her. To make a long story short, during his time in jail, we fell deeper for each other. I was 7 to 8 months at the time. He became more jealous, overprotective to the point where he made me cut off my contacts with friends, whether they were males or females. I don't like that at all. He wasn't that fond of my family, but my parents took him in and took care of him. My mother cooked for him all the time and made me cook for him too, and my dad. And my dad got him his driver's license and set up for job interviews for him 4 job interviews for him that he never went to. Bum. It was a constant tug and pull between my family and my boyfriend. My dad had rules of the house. Like, my boyfriend could come over as long as he left at 11:45-ish to midnight, because my dad was like, we have a younger female in the house, and I still had to set an example when we went out as a couple. My dad set an example. Your dad is right. When we went out as a couple, my dad still wanted me to call him to make sure I was safe when we reached our destination, as most dads will do. And I wasn't allowed to sleep over my boyfriend's house. My ex hated my dad's rules and regulations and became disrespectful. He would talk back to my parents, call them dirty Haitians, and later on destroy values such and break my rear view mirror and slashed all 4 of my tires because my parents didn't want me sleeping over his house. Are you serious? And get this, the night I delivered my baby in the hospital, he privately admitted that he purposefully got me pregnant. There was nothing I could do but cry and suck it up to raise our beautiful daughter because she was here already. The more time went by, the worse things got between him, my parents, and I. My dad had finally given up on him, and I was still holding on to this crazy relationship. As our daughter got older, he acted more foolish. I even gave him more days to spend with her than I did just so he could be happy. Till one night, he didn't bring her back home to me on time, and I had to literally chase him down to get my daughter from him. From there, things got worse to where my cousin and him got into a huge argument and tried to launch a metal bar at my cousin's car to break his windows, but missed. From there, I took action, broke up with him, got a restraining order, which led to the court putting him on child support, $254 a month, that I haven't gotten a dime of. It's been over a year now, and illegally I still let him see our daughter for her last 2 birthdays, and recently this year I would let him meet us in public places for a couple of hours every other week due to our work schedules, and I haven't asked him for a dime until last week. I'm a waitress and not making that much. We get paid $2.13 an hour, including tips, but times are hard, and even though I am living with my parents for free, I still struggle. So I tried to come up with a deal. I asked that if he could give me $150 a month, I would let our daughter see him way more. And he insisted that he would only if my daughter could see him alone and stay with him for a week every other week. I said no because of not only his violent past, but because he admitted to not having a stable address and said that the court doesn't even know where he lives, and that is probably why I haven't received any money. He claims to be a manager at Wendy's, but I have no idea where he lives and who my daughter would be around. So I explained to him that he could work towards that in the future when I feel that he has made progress. He flipped out over the phone and said that I was a terrible mother who is raising a spoiled ass kid on my own because I'm selfish. The conclusion, I'm 21 now and I'm still struggling. My daughter is 2 and her dad still hates me and my family and says that is why my daughter is slapping the fuck out of us in public because we are raggedy ass Haitians who don't know how to raise children. I'm sick of his childish ways and disrespect every time I say no to him. Every time I say no. What? Disrespect every time I say no to him. Every time I try to trust him, he proves me wrong, and I honestly wish that the next time I see him that I could beat the living shit out of him for every time he disrespect me, my baby, and especially my family. What should I do? Sorry the letter was so long, but I needed to take it way back for you to understand it from the beginnings. Okay. I would say you did the right thing by getting a restraining order. You need to now stick to that. I don't trust that at all. That wanting to see her alone and wanting to take her somewhere when you don't have a household, that threatening shit. You need to keep your child away from him, and you need to get on your feet. And what I mean by this is you need to change your focus. And to me, your focus is still kind of him. You're writing me a letter about him, not about what your issues are, but what his issues are. So to me, I still see you as focusing on him and not focusing on yourself. it's amazing to me that you even got into a relationship like that with a father like you must have, because from what I'm reading, your father seems very a good father and very loving and very supportive from what I understand from this letter. So I don't even understand how that happened, but let's not even get into that. What I'm going to say to you, strict, I know what it is. When you be strict, you get with somebody and people trying to keep y'all apart from one another. Everything that's pulling y'all apart from each other is making y'all grow stronger together. And what people need to realize is sometimes when God is doing his damnness to pull somebody out of your life, you need to let him. You need to let him. Yes, your baby was obviously supposed to be born. And so you need to take refuge in knowing that God has blessed you with a child that you can love and take care of now. But I really want you to stop worrying about him. I want you to continue to have stop letting him see you and your child illegally. I don't trust him. From what, like, he just sounds so unstable. I'm not here for him. I'm worried about that. And I definitely wouldn't let him be alone with my child. So I think you need to have your lines drawn legally in the sand with a restraining order and child support. And if he's not doing what he needs to do, then he can't see his child. Like, that's just how I feel about it. I don't feel like you should be giving any chances to somebody who is not doing what they're supposed to be doing and still spitting the same venom that they've been spitting since day one. So I think that you're already, on the road to doing what you need to be doing, which is leaving him the fuck alone and focusing on the betterment of your life and your child's life, and eventually moving out of your parents' house to have a household of your own and maybe have a man that will actually support and love you. What I want you to learn from this situation is learn the telltale signs of an aggressive and abusive man. I want you to realize now from this situation what you will stand for and what you will not stand for from this point on in a relationship. Learn from this situation. Do not let this situation go by. It's just some fucked up thing that happened in your life that got you to your kid. Do not do that. Learn from it. Learn what to do in your next relationship. Learn that you cannot bring anybody, regardless of whether they're the father of the child or not. You cannot just bring anybody around your child. So that's what I have to say about that. And I have now fixed and gave life. So I pray, to God that my advice will suffice, will help, will not hinder anyone in this video. I thank everyone who has written to me and poured their heart out to me in these letters. I will continue to do these because I have a ton of more letters and more coming in, by the week. So I really appreciate everyone. I love y'all for supporting my channel, for sharing my channel, for liking my videos, for subscribing to my channel, for continuously, just saying good things in comments and everything. I want people to be respectful of the people in these letters because I just don't feel like it's necessary for people to be judgmental and negative in the comments because, like I said, they didn't ask you, they asked me. But because I'm the person that I am, I feel like other people can always give better insight into an issue than I can. And other people can always add more. So if you have something positive to add to any of the stories or, anything you want to say, please be respectful in the comments of the people that are writing to me because they don't need the extra bullshit, okay? They don't need it. So that's what I say. And that was my motherfucking advice. That was my motherfucking advice. Like, comment, and subscribe. I'll see you guys in the next video, Housewives of Atlanta, which will be coming up in a couple of hours. Have a beautiful weekend. I love you all.